Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to try the online sewing pattern. It is from the assembly line shop under the Pyjamas. It's a free pattern, you can download it there. Then you just need to stick them with tape. And I'm going to use the XS side. You can use another side if you want to. There will be charge there anyway. There will be a charge for you to check the site. And since I do not want to cut the printed paper, so I need to trace it on the new paper. So we can put the plain paper on top of the printed paper or maybe at the bottom, but I would prefer to put it at the bottom than trace it because it will be more accurate. Since I'm going to use the XS side, so I need to move paper up a bit so that there will be more leftover paper for me to use for other purpose. For the tracing, I'm not going to trace the seam allowance. I'm just going to trace the line that I need to sew because I will be marking the seam allowance on the fabric directly. And now I'm going to stick my paper with a tape so that it will not be moving when I trace it. This is my tracing paper. I'm going to use blue for the whole body except for the neck. The neck I feel like this a bit white for me, so I'm going to temporarily trace the neckline with the red color. Okay, now it's done. Then I'm going to remove the tape. I'm not sure if you can clearly see it from here or not, but don't worry, I'm going to mark them with a marker. But if you do it for yourself, you don't need to use a marker. Just use a pencil, then it's okay. I'm going to draw everything except the neckline because I need to adjust the neckline a little bit. Okay, now let's check the neck. For the neck, I'm going to draw from the shoulder line, 2 centimeters inside. Then after that, I'm going to draw a new neckline with the curved ruler. I would recommend you to have this ruler because it is very useful. Okay, so now we got a new neckline. Okay, now we need to cut the outermost line. Since this is the smallest size, XS size, but it is still like big for me, so I'm going to use spun fabric for this one, because like normally spun fabric they will shrink after we wash it. Okay, so now we need to draw the front. Again, I'm trying to save my paper. I'm trying to like get 2 pieces of top on single paper. I'm going to do the same thing like the back. So blue for the whole body, except the neck will be in red. And now I'm going to mark this front. Then I'm going to draw the new neckline. It will be like the back, like 2 centimeters from the shoulder line, and then redraw the neckline with the curved ruler. Okay, so once we're done, I'm going to mark the whole thing with the blue marker. And now cut the paper. I forgot to mark a line at the bottom, so once I finish cutting this, I'm going to like place the paper on top of the printed paper, and then after that I'm going to draw it. But luckily, like this paper is clear, like so clear, so that we can see the line at the bottom paper. Next, we will need a neckline for the inner part. For the neck, I'm going to use the 5 centimeter width. Okay, so mark them with a pencil first, then connect the dots with the curved ruler. we're gonna trace them on the new piece of paper. Then cut it. Make sure to mark the shoulder point because it will be very important when we cut the fabric. Now we finished the front, and let's do the same thing for the back. And now it's done. Hope to see you again in the next video. I'm going to show you how I cut the fabric. And yeah, thank you so much guys. Bye.